Hello and welcome to this recorded webinar of an introduction to the Data Security and Protection Toolkit as part of the Better Security, Better Care programme. So just to quickly run through the agenda today, we'll introduce the Better Security, Better Care programme. Then we'll look at what the Data Security and Protection Toolkit is and how it can help you, the initial steps in getting started with the toolkit, the training and support that we have available to help you, and the next steps from here. So Better Security, Better Care is a national programme funded by NHSX, and its overall aim is to help make sure adult social care providers have good data and cyber security in place. And it will do this by helping care providers to register on and complete the Data Security and Protection Toolkit, which demonstrates good practice in this area. So there's a lot of support to help you in doing this. We will be delivering workshops and other sessions, and as well as our local offer, there is support at a national level too. So for example, the Digital Social Care website, that's a really good source of information, support and guidance on information sharing and technology. And they've also got some helpful pre-recorded webinars about best practice as well. So what is the Data Security and Protection Toolkit? So it's a free online self-assessment of your data security and protection policies, procedures and processes. And it's a bit like a questionnaire really. So it's not just about your technology, but it's about any information that you hold on any person. So whether that's staff or clients or visitors. And the toolkit enables you to demonstrate that you are compliant with data protection legislation, so GDPR, the Data Protection Act and the 10 Health and Social Care Data Standards. And the toolkit should be completed every year, but the majority of the work is actually just in the first year to set it up, because then your answers roll forward from one year to the next so that you can renew them. So you also don't have to complete it in one go, and you can make updates at any time throughout the year. And then finally, the questions are specific to social care providers, which means that it's also a really good source of advice about what you need to do in terms of data security. So it's also a best practice checklist. So as mentioned, the toolkit provides helpful guidance and is a self-assessment that will help you to evaluate and improve your data and cyber security. The toolkit will help you to keep data safe and reassure the people who use your services and staff that you're managing their data responsibly and securely, which builds trust. It will also help to reduce the risk of a data breach or cyber attack. As well as this, the toolkit will help you to demonstrate compliance with GDPR, the Data Protection Act and the 10 data standards, which are increasingly being built into contracts with councils and the NHS. You could also use the DSPT as supportive evidence for some of the CQC's key lines of inquiries. Completing the DSPT will also open up opportunities for data sharing and access to digital tools to do this. For instance, the NHS Mail, proxy ordering for medicines, and GP Connect. We'll now move on to the toolkit itself, and there are 43 questions in total, which are split into the 4 groups you can see here. So these are the topics the toolkit covers. So staffing and roles, this includes questions around having a named person responsible for this area and that your induction and ongoing training covers data security and protection. Policies and procedures, this includes being registered with the Information Commissioner's Office, having data protection policies in place, and following good practice around retaining records and the destruction of them. Data security, this includes having good physical security in place for paper records, plans for what to do in case of an emergency, so for example if you lose power or the internet, and managing data breach as well if something does happen. And lastly, IT systems and devices, so having basic good IT practice will cover most of these questions, so for instance having antivirus software in place. And here's a screenshot just to show you what the toolkit looks like. So you can see all the questions are listed under the relevant categories we've just been through, and down the right hand side some of them are labelled as mandatory, which we'll come back to on the next slide. Questions that you've completed are then also marked as completed. And there's no specific order to completing the questions. You can start anywhere and move back and forth between the questions, and the system will automatically save itself at regular intervals. So this doesn't need to be all done at once, and you can work on it bit by bit at your own pace. To complete a question, you just click on the question which is in the blue writing, and you'll then see the detailed best practice advice and helpful guidance to answer it. There are different question types, so you might be asked to upload a document, write some text to answer the question, or it could just be a tick box. For more detail on navigating the toolkit and to watch a demonstration of this, please see our How to Register recorded session. As an overview of the Data Security and Protection Toolkit journey then, the first stage is to register and set up your account. You can then start working through the questions and reach the first level, called Approaching Standards, by completing the 27 mandatory questions and uploading an action plan. The action plan just notes what you need to do to complete the remaining questions in the toolkit. After reaching Approaching Standards, you'll be able to apply for an NHS Mail account. You should then continue working through the remaining questions to reach standards met, and this is the ideal level to get to. You'll need to be at standards met to gain access to other digital information sharing tools we mentioned earlier. Registration is done via the DSPT website, which is the first link you can see here. To register, you'll need a valid email address and your organisation's ODS code. If you're not sure what this is, please do get in touch with us via email or phone, and we can look this up for you. If you'd like some support with registering, we're running regular virtual sessions where we will take you through the registration process in real time. To sign up for one of these, please see our website events calendar and find a How to Register session on a date that suits you. We also have a recording of this session available to watch online. We also have a variety of other virtual sessions available for you to sign up to, so once registered, or if you're already registered, you can move on to these if you would like some support in working through the questions. These include workshops for each of the 4 topic areas within the toolkit, so staffing and roles, policies and procedures, data security, and IT systems and devices. And we also have one-to-one sessions available, or you can arrange a time for a one-to-one session with us. Here you'll find our contact details with a link to our website as well, along with useful contact details for the DSPT help desk if you need to get in touch with them about your account, and the Digital Social Care website for further information about data and cybersecurity in social care. And as well as the sessions we're running, there are a lot of other resources to help with this too. The toolkit itself has a help section, and then the Digital Social Care website is an excellent source for anything DSPT. And the toolkit questions themselves often link to the Digital Social Care website for further advice, guidance, and even templates that you can use, for instance, for certain policies. They provide national support for the DSPT, so they also have pre-recorded webinars, which are the Start Here webinars. So your next steps from here then are to register for the DSPT, if you're not already registered, start or continue working through the questions, and sign up to any of our workshops as needed to help you through the DSPT. So thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on some future sessions.